You're watching Explore Tulsa.
It's interesting, again, I was down in Little Rock for our Lion King engagement, and I've probably seen Lion King 13 times. The first show of the week, I stood in the back at the end of the show and everybody jumped to their feet, and it made me cry. And I know that sounds corny, but just to see the reaction of the people to see this phenomenal show, and knowing that we, brought it to that town for the first time in the state, actually, it just is really overwhelming. Larry and his wife Kay, who is still the majority owner of the company, they started the business out of their house 35 years ago. And Larry was working at the University of Tulsa and did a lot of the student activities and entertainment. And so it kind of came from that. He was like, if I can, bring entertainment to the campus, I can bring it to Tulsa. And so that was kind of how it started, and just grew from there. And within a few years was doing, Broadway shows, and started, taking on new markets, and just grew from there. When I started, there were 5 people, including Larry Payton, the owner. I've done ticketing, group sales, graphics, data entry, everything entry level, sorted the mail, everything you could think of, and then just eventually worked my way around to every department. The majority of my career, I was the director of marketing, and so handled advertising, promotions, marketing for all of the tours that came through. When Larry passed away 5 years ago, we kind of had to do some restructuring, and I moved out of marketing and into the vice president position. Ed Payton, Larry's brother, was running the company. Drew Payton, who is one of our owners, decided to step away from the day-to-day, and Ed retired last summer. So that's how I ended up in the CEO chair. I wouldn't have taken this job if it weren't for the staff that we have. We have so many people that are so experienced and so talented, and knowing that I just basically have to steer the ship, which is, something that Larry taught me, get out of their way. If they know what they're doing, get out of their way. We basically work with the national Broadway tours and put together a full Broadway season. And in order to put that Broadway season together, we have to do lots of market research and industry research on what shows are touring, what would make sense in our market, what our people want to see. We go to New York and preview the shows, or we see them on the road. I just went to Chicago to preview the new Jesus Christ Superstar musical. So we have Tulsa, Oklahoma, Springfield, Missouri, Abilene and Amarillo, Texas. We've been in Lubbock, Texas for many, many years, and then Little Rock, Arkansas. The impact that we have on the quality of life in the communities that we bring Broadway to, and the economic impact that we have on the communities that we're in. If somebody buys a ticket to see one of our shows at the PAC, they're gonna go over to Utica Square and buy a new dress. Then they're gonna go downtown and eat at maybe one of Elliot Nelson's restaurants. They're gonna go out for drinks and dessert after the show. We love bringing that activity downtown, spreading that love around. I just think it's so important. We're just trying to grow. I would say our 35th anniversary season has Hamilton on it, and Hamilton has just definitely been a game changer for Broadway patrons and the Broadway industry. I joke that every day I'm like, okay, what would Larry do? That's the bracelet I need is what would Larry do? But he was such a fantastic mentor for me. I learned from the best. His priority was relationships, whether it be with sponsors or media or with the person sitting in the 5th row. I try to remember that and try to follow in his footsteps that way. When they offered me this job, this position in the company, there were 2 things that I considered. Am I gonna make Larry proud, and am I gonna make my daughter proud? I'm a single working mom, and I had somebody say, what a great role model you're gonna be for your daughter to sit in that chair. And I thought, those 2 things, and then leading the staff that I have, really, when I check out on Friday to go home for the weekend, if we don't have a show, I feel really good about.